No home, no food, no place to go. The city's most desperate population may now have a new option.
$223 beds alone is not going to solve this problem.
It's more expensive to have people sleeping on the streets relying on our public safety and 911 system than it is to house them through supportive housing.
A development such as this has more than its share of challenges.
You know, I like to get hands-on on each resident, literally greeting them, because we want to create that atmosphere of this is a home environment, this is a family environment.
If we can decrease the number of people living on the streets in our neighborhood and show the neighbors that this works, then we hope other neighborhoods would do the same.
I arrived at City Hall in 2008. And at that point in time, the city had already been circulating a request for proposals on what to do with an old city building, the old athletic club. And it was a building that wasn't really being utilized at that time. This is in the context of a growing housing and homelessness crisis. And so the city was soliciting bidders, and PATH came forward as one of the folks that said, you know, we have a vision for this property.
At that time, there really was just one service provider, one housing service provider here in San Diego, Father Joe's, that had dealt with the homeless population. So in a sense, we are breaking some new ground by Affirmed and PATH partnering together, submitting this proposal. And it was new. We had no idea which way that would go.
This idea of having one building with supportive housing in the building, and then also having an interim program where there was, you know, a men's floor, a women's floor, and a service center on site, that was basically unheard of in town.
I think what always impressed me with PATH, and I think a part of how they were selected by the City Council to construct this project in our city, was a real sense that people like Joel and Katie, Jessica and others who have been involved in this project are really all in, right? They believe this deeply, that they're willing to do whatever it takes to get people off the streets and housed permanently. That kind of commitment is what you have to do if you're going to take on an issue as complex as homelessness.
The entire process for the design phase took about a year, and then the construction phase about a year. Now, during that design phase was also a time period where we were lining up the financing so that we could close on all the construction financing and get underway in a timely manner. So I'd say we did it all in about a 2-year period, which might sound to a layperson like quite a long time, but for a building of this size and scope, it was really at a fast pace.
On behalf of the founding partners of Connections Housing, I want to welcome you all to today's grand opening.
Often I'm asked, why don't we have more of these kinds of projects? And the answer is because they're not easy to do. You need collaboration at every level of government, within a community, the public sector, the private sector, neighborhood level support. Everyone has to be in on these projects to make them work.
My name is Darren. No, I can't blame anyone. I think that my problems and my issues kind of destroyed my relationship. She was a positive person. She wanted me to do well. She believed in me. I didn't believe in myself at the time. So I had to kind of leave that situation. I didn't want to be homeless, but I had to be a man and I had to find my way.
To me, I think making it home is it's the goal, but ironically, it's the starting point too.
Housing First is a national best practice that makes sure that we are helping people first by giving them a roof over their heads so that they can get a decent night's sleep, that they feel safe and secure and sheltered, and having those wraparound services nearby will help them once they are in a place that they can actually begin to receive support and start to work on some of their challenges. Those will be available on site.
I currently run, we like to joke, floors 2 through 12. But I do the interim housing, I do recuperative bed, I do our short-term transitional housing, and I do our permanent supportive housing.
This is a home environment, this is a family environment, you know, so it's not just, what are you doing, where are you going? It's, oh, good morning, did you get some sleep last night? Okay, what's been going on? How's the family? How's this? How's that? So I generally like to start off my day with that.
My experience being homeless, I went from sleeping in my car to going to hospitals and stuff because I became suicidal. I didn't want to do anything. I just felt like, this is it. This is my life. My life is over. And then I think my pain allowed me to regroup. After I went to my hospital stint, because I had to go to the hospital, I came out and they said, look, this is the place you want to be. They have beds here and you're a candidate. I said, okay, give me a shot. I'm going to show you that I'm one of the people that you want inside your program. They helped me not only open my mind and see that there is hope for me to get well and to thrive and achieve. They let me know that there's people that care. I had ups and downs. They were there for me. If I need to call someone, if I need to pull them like right out of a meeting, they would come out the meeting for me and they would just say, look, I'll talk to you after I'm done. Whatever they had to do to let me know that, please don't leave, just hang in there, I'll be right there. And it just kind of made me feel like someone actually loves me. And love goes a long way. And PATH, the staff here is amazing.
In the last year, we've actually doubled the size of our team. The size of our expansion really has to do with the Whole Person Wellness Program, which is us having a multidisciplinary team providing outreach and housing navigation. And one of the unique pieces of this program is providing retention services once we get people into housing. And we do that across South, East, and Central County.
You know, I used the words just a minute ago about whatever it takes, but we really do whatever it takes because we know that sometimes people take a while to build rapport with, take a while for trust. And so we don't stop, we don't let them lose the hope that they may be barely hanging on to.
We want to be flexible and creative, and we want to help people make it home by meeting them where they're at. And that can be a long journey. I mean, making it home, I think, really kind of crystallizes what our goal is. In the end, home can mean a lot of different things, and the only way to really know what home means for someone is to really meet them where they're at, to empathize with their story, where they've been, and then where they want to go as an individual.
I've been doing pretty good. I've been in my own place for 3.5 years now. I do everything I have to do now to stay on top of myself, so I keep moving forward. We need more places like this to not only combat homelessness, but also to help people just get back on their feet and be who they once were and more.
A whatever it takes approach is a bit unique. There are some organizations that will only deal with you if you're clean and sober, if you got your stuff squared away, if you are of the right mind, if you've had that moment of clarity. That doesn't work for everybody.
Having an individual coming into our program that less than 24 hours ago they were completely homeless, without any resource, without any hope, and within a matter of a sit down, a conversation, and them coming through those doors, the feeling that I get when I know that they feel home, like they feel comfortable, like, okay, I made it somewhere where I'm gonna make a difference. Like that feeling is, it's monumental.
One of my things that I really would like to get into in school and get a degree for would be behavioral sciences. And my vision within the next 5 years, I see myself working, doing the kind of work that the staff here at PATH is doing. I want to come back and help the unfortunate. I want to give hope to those that feel like they don't have no one here that believes in them. And I want to let them know that I'm here for them.
We bear the responsibility of finding creative and unique approaches to engaging people in services. We serve people who have experienced loss, trauma, and have been let down by the system. And oftentimes when they come to us, they have little to no hope. We really have the responsibility to carry that hope for them until they're able to carry it for themselves.
A lot of other folks get up every day, push on a stock price or a shareholders report. I get up to try and make the city a better place. And when I was watching people move into that building, I knew that the city was a better place. And I was grateful for every last person who contributed to make that building possible.
Everywhere we go on social media, when we talk to people, we ask people, what does home mean to you? And for me, home is very important. For the first 3 years of my life, I was an orphan. I had no family, and I had no home. So to me personally, home is a sacred place. And that's why I'm committed to making sure other people who have no homes return to a sacred place, return to home.